Our experiment was set up by having people with severe allergies drink green tea with or without raw honey added. Every day, the amount of honey that the second group was taking was increasing. People with severe allergies were divided into two groups. The first group was drinking green tea, regular green tea. The second group was also drinking green tea, but they were also taking 1/4 teaspoon of raw honey daily. And on the next slide, you will see the expected results with the supported hypothesis graph and then the unsupported hypothesis graph. So that's just showing you that what will happen if the hypothesis is not supported and what will happen if the hypothesis is supported. If our hypothesis is not supported, then both of the groups will have the same results over a period of time. If our hypothesis is supported in this study, then the results will show a reduction of allergies among the people who had the green tea and the honey once a day. Allergy symptoms were recorded by severity and also compared to the opposite group. They were recorded on a scale from 1 to 10. The materials that were required for this study was green tea and honey. Green tea was for all the participants. Honey was for the second group who used the honey daily. The materials that were required were raw honey, green tea, and 20 volunteers. We had 10 males and 10 females. Also, the variables were we had an independent variable, we had a dependent variable, we had the control variable. The dependent variable was the severity of the allergy symptoms. The control variable was the 8 ounces of the green tea, and the independent was the green tea with the raw honey.
Hello, my name is Emily Barrett, and for our group project and presentation, we chose to design and document an experiment that addresses the effects honey has on allergy symptoms. The main idea in our experiment is that honey has been researched and documented for years about its healing characteristics, and the main question we are asking is on our first slide is honey really a cure for allergy symptoms? The methods we used in order to answer this question include designing and performing an original experiment, including other scientists' research and theories that support our theory, and doing our own personal research on the topic also. On the second slide, for background information, the folk remedy we chose is extremely well known and popular in our current society. Our remedy includes adding raw, unpasteurized honey to green tea in order to reduce allergy symptoms. This remedy has been practiced for centuries in many different cultures. We chose to study this specific remedy because of its popularity throughout society. It is extremely useful to research and understand this remedy due to societal pressures to understand the human effects and/or benefits. This remedy was designed to solve the problem of severe allergies and symptoms. This remedy is also known as a product, not a essential oil, because honey is produced from a chemical reaction between plants and bees that transform into a product that passes through a high energy transition state, and honey is the ending product. Honey is one of the oldest known foods. Scientists have been researching the medical uses of honey since 17,000 BC, according to the Smithsonian Museum. In Roman, Greek, and Egyptian cultures, honey and its medical uses have been used in a variety of different ways. Research shows that honey contains small amounts of pollen. When we ingest it, we may grow immune, similar to vaccines. This is how the popular remedy was first created. Honey has also been known to promote the healing of wounds and benefit liver, cardiovascular, and gastrointestinal issues. On the third slide, for our experimental design, we chose to construct a field experiment. Our proposed experimental designs include first gathering 20 people, 10 male and 10 female that all have severe allergies. Next, the participants will be split into 2 separate groups consisting of 5 males and 5 females, so 10 participants total in each group. One of the groups will be known as the control group. This group will receive the same specific amount of green tea with sugar every morning for 4 weeks. The other group is known as the experimental group. This group will receive the same specific amount of green tea with sugar, but with the addition of a personalized dose of raw honey. Our hypothesis for the experiment is that the group drinking tea with the honey will have less severe allergies. Every day for 4 weeks, we will document the severity of each participant on a scale from 1 to 10, the severity of their allergies. After the time is over, we will analyze our results to see if our predictions are supported and make a conclusion. The variables we used in our experiment design include a specifically selected group of participants who experience severe allergies, green tea mix, and raw unpasteurized honey. The rationale behind our experiment is the societal pressure to understand if this popular remedy we've been using for centuries is actually efficient in reducing allergy severity.
I'm Garrett Lilly, and this is the science behind honey. For years, raw honey has been advertised as a natural alternative for allergy relief, but according to the Mayo Clinic, what makes it a good natural alternative is that it has small traces of flower pollen found in it, and so if you ingest small amounts of that, then it'll start to kickstart your body's autoimmune response. The theory behind this remedy is kind of similar to an allergy shot, to where you give someone a small dose of whatever you're trying to build up the immunity for, so that whenever you do get, infected by whatever you're trying to build the immunity for, you already have a response for whatever it is. And according to the Smithsonian, some of the earliest uses of honey has been by this Babylonian Sumerian people, and they've been using honey as a sweetener and a treatment for ailments. Our experiment is relative for today's society because people are trying to live a more healthy lifestyle, and with that, people are trying to find more healthy alternatives for medicine, and honey seems to be a pretty good alternative for allergy relief. But our proposed experiment is fairly simple and it's fairly repeatable. But some of the limitations that we ran into were measuring the severity of allergies, and it's hard to measure the severity of allergies because people have different symptoms, severity of symptoms, and have different tolerances to different things. But some of the recommendations that we would have for someone else trying to repeat this experiment would be keeping your test subject in the dark about what you're actually testing for, so you can get more true and accurate results. And examples of this remedy being used is, like I said earlier about the Babylonian Sumerian people, they used the honey as a sweetener and a cure for a lot of common ailments, and that dates all the way around. That dates back to about 2000 BC. Honey is said to have some antioxidant properties, which makes it good for fighting viruses. Honey can soothe irritation in the throat because it has some antibacterial properties, and honey contains a lot of anti-inflammatory properties, which makes it good for promoting rapid and increased healing for wounds.